Welcome back, everyone! This is Jeronitis bringing you Pandemicraft, episode 29. Today, we are going to be playing around with some more of the Ender IO stuff. First off, before we get started on that, you might notice that I no longer have an energy conduit running up through the floor here and running all over the place. I used the Ender IO dimensional transceivers, and now I have power over here in my fish breeding section. And I've got power over here in my fish running section, and then I've got also power in other areas without having to have all those power conduits running all over the place. Down here they have to run all over the place because, well, that's their place. Yes, thank you, honey. So last episode I placed the dimensional transceiver here on top of this energy conduit. That was kind of a bad idea because there was not enough energy flowing there to keep it full. So I moved it over to here on the output side of the energy cells, and that is keeping it absolutely full in the buffer. Okay. The other thing is that when in between episodes I set up to run 4 more ender quarries, and it turns out that 4 ender quarries are a lot more than that little reactor could hold. So I upped it from 1 fuel rod to 4 fuel rods. Okay. That made it so it was possible to have lots of energy, more than I actually needed, and now the quarries have actually finished. It's been that long between episodes, but they're finished, and now I'm running these at 90% closed off. I'm only running 10% of the 4 of these, which is a total of 40% of a fuel rod, which if you remember last time, that's about what I was running before. And we are generating 719 RF per tick, so that is excellent. We're also getting lots of waste from the big reactor. I don't know if you can, here we go. I have 8.5 stacks of cyanite ingots, and we will get into how we're going to use that stuff and what it can be done with, or what can be done with it, is what I meant to say there. Also between episodes, I have created a new floor. The bottom floor is no longer the bottom. We now have a lower floor. This is going to be the garden area. And today we are going to be dealing with Ender IO to help me get the garden area set up and started. Okay. I decided to go ahead and decorate this one. I've got the green carpet blocks from Chisel. I've got purified grass from Biomes of Plenty. And then I've got the origin grass, which I just think is beautiful. I love that green. And then, of course, I have slimy grass. And, of course, then we have just the normal everyday grass. So over here, I'm going to be starting by putting in a tree farm. Okay, because I need to have plenty of wood, and that's what we're going to work on today. So we're going to use Ender IO to get a tree farm started. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and start out by making another machine that we're going to need. One of the machines that we're going to need is going to be the painting machine as showed right here. This painting machine is necessary, here we go, actually it doesn't cost that much, nether quartz, diamond, machine, basic capacitor, and tin, no big deal. However, I will need to, if I can spell, going to need to run a little bit of redstone energy conduit so I can go ahead and hook this sucker in. So let's see, let's put it, we won't need the bow today, so run this over here, run an energy conduit, and go ahead and get the painting machine hooked in, and I should probably go ahead and get another one of the octatic capacitors. Oh, I don't have any octatic capacitors, but I did teach the ME system to make them for me. So, yay. Toss this in here, that should... Excellent. Bring up its capacity to 1,000,000 RF per tick. Wow, the other ones? Yeah, okay, it's 1,000,000 for all of them. Alright, so good. We'll get into how this machine works here in just a minute, but understand that I want to have this ready to go because we're going to be using it in our setup. Okay, so one of the cool things about Ender IO is they have these conduits. Okay, let's close that out real quick. Okay, they have conduits for all kinds of stuff. Alright, here's a conduit switch. Insulated redstone conduit for having redstone signals being transported around. Energy conduit, the basic energy conduit has 1280 RF per tick possible to go through it. The second one is the enhanced, it can hold 5120 RF per tick. And then of course there's the max output of 20,480 RF per tick from the Ender energy conduit. I don't think I'll ever need that much energy to travel through one of these. But just in case I will, I'm going to go ahead and build them anyway. Alright, so the basic one is just some conduit binder and some conductive iron. Conductive iron is just redstone and iron in the alloy smelter. I'm not going to bother making that because I don't really see a large use for it. However, we can go ahead and look at the recipe and know that you can do this, but I'm just going to go straight for the heavier version. Of course, after that comes the energetic alloy with the conduit binder, and the energetic alloy, like we made last episode, is just glowstone gold and redstone. And then, of course, the ender energy conduit, if you can guess, is going to be, oh, what do you know, vibrant alloy. So, and of course, it's the conduit binder and the vibrant alloy, which is the energetic alloy and an ender pearl in the same alloy smelter. So we're going to go ahead and make some of this, because I should have some of this stuff handy. Oh wait, no, I've got the vibrant alloy, which, by the way, how much of this do I have? Oh, 168, I made plenty. Whoops, not that. Alright, so we can't make that because we are missing the main ingredient, and that's the conduit binder. Okay, the conduit binder is a binder composite cooked. Okay, so one binder composite makes 4 conduit binders. However, I can also use mimechite to get one binder composite to make 8 conduit binders. So we need to make the binder composite. Alright, so the binder composite is just simply gravel, sand, and clay. People like to make stuff out of gravel, sand, and clay, I've noticed. Because, you know, gravel, sand, and clay, you make the smeltery from Tinker's Construct. Gravel, sand, and clay lets you make the gosh dang it, mariculture. The mariculture thing upstairs that I have. The crucible furnace. The crucible furnace, and now here we are going to be using gravel and sand and clay to make this as well. So a bit of irony, I think. Just a little bit. But so we're going to go ahead and make, let's make, 5 stacks seems like a reasonable number. Hopefully that'll be enough. Realistically, I know it will be enough, but later on we'll be doing more. So I'm going to go ahead and double the output of this by using mimechite, because I have mimechite, and why not use it? 10 should be it. 11, 12, how much of this stuff did I make? Okay, whatever. That's beyond enough. I think I made too much. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get the ender energy conduit, and we're going to go ahead and make a stack of it. 2 stacks of it. Yeah, 2 stacks of it. That sounds better. Alright, now here's the cool thing about this stuff. This stuff can actually run in a single block. And actually, we'll go ahead and run a little bit of it just so you can see. We're going to go over here, come downstairs, and we're going to hook in right here. Actually, you know what? Hey, guys, do you know if you can hook it straight to redstone energy conduit? Or should I just ditch the redstone energy conduit and put this stuff in redstone energy conduit's place?
No idea.
Remove the redstone conduit, because it will reduce your amount of power you can get.
Cuts down the flow, right?
Yep, but it can connect if you want to. Okay.
Well, I had planned on running this from here, but I now just thought about that I don't really know how I want to do this. But for the sake of showing, I'm just going to do this real quick. So anyway, well, you know what? Why not? Let's Well, let's just run behind the walls. You know what? In between episodes, I'll take down the redstone and put this stuff in its place. But, well, actually, I can do this right here, at least for now. We can go ahead and run this stuff in here. Just like this. And as you can see, it hooks right in just like that. Okay, and that's actually kind of cool looking. I like the way that looks. That's nice. So, anyway, we're going to go ahead and run power, which is coming out through there over to here. You know what? We're just going to do this way because why not? I really should do it a better way, but I'll worry about pretty later. For now, I just want functional. So we can go ahead and run this stuff like this, and now we're getting power running down through here. And I already set this piece up, and of course I just blocked it from myself because I'm a genius. I ran this stuff behind the wall right here so that we can run power down here because I want to make a tree farm, as I said. So now we have power running down here. Okay, I'm also going to have power running over here because this is where I'm going to put the grinder. So we'll go ahead and chop this out real quick. And run a channel over here to this. Whoops. Of course, you can also break this stuff with a pickaxe, although it takes quite a bit to do so. And of course, you can the crescent hammer will work on it as well. You can shift right click it, and it will break it up just like a normal energy conduit. All right, so we're going to run that to there. All right, cool. So that's the first part about this. This is, you know, other than the fact they can hold a lot of energy, this is just normal energy conduit. Okay, you know, it's better because it can hold lots of energy, but that's not the reason why it's so cool. One of the reasons this is so cool is because this doesn't stop here. Okay, we've made some energy conduit, and now we have this going down here. That's wonderful. Okay, the other thing that we can do with it is we can actually run more than one thing in the same block. Okay, so now we have energy running down here, and let's show real quick. Let me get my harvester. Harvesty. Grab the harvester real quick, and we'll go downstairs real quick and put this in here. Rotate this around, and as you can see, we have power. So power is getting through, no big deal. So the thing about this is that we want to have more than just power going through right here. And the fact that I hooked power into the back of this is going to be kind of troublesome. I actually probably should reroute that, but we'll get to that in just a second. So the other thing we want to do is, well, of course, you know, we don't want just power running down there. We have to have a way to get the items out from down there. So this is where this is going to wind up getting really cool. So we have the power run. The next thing I want to do, I want to go ahead and extend the applied energistics system down there. So they have ME conduit. Okay, the ME conduit is again the conduit binder and then the fluix dust. So we can make, oh, I don't have enough fluix dust. Crud. I hope I have enough stuff to make more. Here, make me a bunch of fluix dust. Sweet, plenty. Alright, so now we can go ahead and use the conduit binder and the fluix dust to make ME conduit. And we're going to go ahead and make 2 stacks of that as well. So here's where it gets really fun. So this can actually go in the same space as the energy conduit. So since we are going to be running the ME conduit from further up here down to here, we can go ahead and place this here. But as it comes down, it will actually hook in and bind with this other stuff. See, it actually runs it right along the side of it. Which I think that's just really cool. It even looks cool, so you can actually see exactly how it looks. That's awesome. So we're going to go ahead and run this stuff downstairs. Although running it through the walls is not quite as simple. That will be slightly problematic, but you know, carving through the walls, not something uncommon, not something we don't normally have to do anyway. So let's see if we can't get this put through here. By the way, do you guys happen to know if that buzzing noise I hear from on occasion is my big reactor expelling waste?
I only hear it at your base, so maybe it is.
Well, every now and then you just hear that little brrrr, and it kind of makes me wonder. Now, I need to hook this... Stop that. I need to hook this into the ME system, and I thought I had a spot right here cleared out to do just that, but I don't. It doesn't seem to be there. Oh, no, it is right there. No, now I didn't clear it out through here. That's kind of weird. Meh, no big deal. We'll go ahead and run this stuff up here. Alright, so now, with this little junction right here, we now have this hooked into the ME system. So now we have the applied energistics system run all the way downstairs to the basement. Okay, so the next thing we're going to want to do is we're going to go ahead and get a planter set up because we want to plant trees. Alright, so let me get this figured out real quick and I'll be right back. And we're back. Did a little bit of planning ahead of time. I have forgotten to get my my upgrades planned out for the harvester and such. So I think I've got this all figured out now, but we should be able to... What was that? Something just flew into my inventory. Rick?
I'm not yours, man.
There's vines flying off the walls and being pulled into my inventory, broken at random from strange places. Okay, well, whatever. Let me look at this thing and see. That's going to harvest. Oh, that's perfect. It will harvest anything in the exact area that, yeah, I pulled the precision sledgehammer out. And it's showing me that the harvested area is exactly the inner edges. You know, it goes to the edge of the carpet, but no further. So that's perfect. Excellent. Now, there's a good question. How do I tell the difference between the planter's area and the harvester's area?
With the sledgehammer?
Yeah, they're both trying to display at the same time.
Usually each machine have its own color.
Rick!
But it...
Sorry, Elroy. Rick's using his active camouflage and busting stuff up. I know it's him, too.
So he's doing the rain, as in honeymooners?
Oh, yeah, look at that. It does try to display. It's kind of glitchy the way it displays. But I can see it. I can see it. Okay, yeah, that's fine. So it will be planting in an area, but it will be harvesting in an area bigger than that. That's fine. I want to make sure that I don't want to take up this entire area because the trees will grow out over the carpet, and I don't want that. So that should be fine. You know, Rick, I have a bow with infinity on it. All I gotta do is like shoot at random. Eventually, I will hit you. What's bothering me is I can't see. You don't show up on the minimap or anything.
Yeah, because I'm not there.
Okay, well, who's here breaking stuff then?
Not me. I'm at my base.
Me too.
Waiting for glass to melt.
Oh no! The harvester is harvesting the vines?
That might be.
Yeah, no, I know it is. The harvester is harvesting the vines. Dude, that's cool. I'll have like large numbers of vines for like.
You were blaming it on Rick.
Well, you know, I wouldn't. Am I wrong? Am I wrong to think Rick would do such a thing?
Nope. Maybe. I don't know.
All right, whatever. We don't have time to. That's cool though. It actually harvests the vines. Ha! I like it. All right, cool. So anyway, so we're gonna need some saplings to plant. And then, of course, we're going to have to set up the other things. We're going to need, let's see. I wonder if I should bother to import the sludge. We'll get to that later. All right, so we're going to go ahead and finish running through the walls right here. We're going to run the power. We're going to run the power out the side here and down and over, which is, dadgummit, that is weird. It did the thing again where it's harvesting the stuff and it's popping into my inventory and I'm like, what is going on here? Whatever. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and run the power down this way, and while we're right here, we're gonna go ahead and run the ME conduit over here as well, because we're gonna want it to be down there as well, so that way we can run everything all at once in the same space and same location. So now we've got power. Oops. Well, the power ran to right there anyway. Alrighty, so then the power can run right here to right there, and that hooks it in. And then the ME stuff can go ahead and run here as well. And it should connect there. Now we've got all that hooked in there as well. So now, since I can't get out of here, I've locked myself in for all eternity. I'll just break my way up through here real quick. Alright, so now that we have that running there, what we need is a way to export things. So what we're going to do is we're going to get a chest. And yes, we're going to need a chest to gather that stuff. Now, I technically could just put an ME chest right here. An ME chest, not an ME chest, a ender chest. Boy, I can't think straight tonight. But instead of doing the ender chest, I want to just use an intermediary chest because I ran this down here, dadgummit, I'm going to use it. Okay, so we're going to need a, let's use a precision export bus just for good measure. And we're going to need a, no, I don't want basic. I want a precision export bus. Just go ahead and make a couple of those just because. Precision import bus, that is, because I want to be able to import large numbers of things at the same time, just in case this works better than I think it might. So anyway, and then of course we need a chest. So we're going to go ahead, and since I have an iron chest just laying around, we're going to go ahead and use the iron chest. And then of course we're going to need some saplings, because what's a tree farm without saplings, right? Am I right? Tell me I'm right.
You're right.
Thank you. Good wife.
I try.
I will keep you another day.
I get a cookie.
No, cookie. I said I'd keep you. Don't get a cookie. What are you crazy?
I want a cookie.
Well, I'll think about it.
Okay.
No. Alright, so when this harvests... we are really messed up people.
We're okay with that now.
Indeed. Get out of the way. Dadgummit. Alright, so anyway... Not that people didn't know we were messed up. They do watch us play stuff.
True.
Alright, so now we have that hooked in right there, and we should be able to use one of the export buses right here. And we should be able to... Nope, because I put that up on top of it. There we go. Now we can put the export bus in there, and it hooks into it, and we will tell this thing, hey, I want you to export saplings by the stack. Cool. So now it's going to plant a ton of these things all around me because why not? I'm in the way. Alright, so now this should plant as I want it to. Excellent. Now as these grow, they will be harvested. And I should have brought some bone meal, but here in just a second it'll work just fine anyway. And then we will go ahead and use a precision import bus. And we will hook that onto the side of this chest. And we will import stacks. So now, in theory anyway, our entire tree farm is set up and ready to roll. Not only is our entire tree farm set up and ready to roll, but we now have both the ME system and power run downstairs to this room. So that's kind of cool in and of itself. Now you might be asking yourself, well, that's all fine and dandy, but what was the purpose of that other machine? Well, the other machine is what we're going to get into now. Let me close some of this stuff up real quick. Because this is, oops, not that one. That one, that one, that one. That one, and that one. Cool. So, the thing is, for this section right here, I don't actually need to use any of that machine work stuff, but up here, we're going to have conduit that I don't want to be sitting around looking all ugly and stuff. So, we're going to cover it up. Now, with the ME system, you can use facades. Well, it turns out Ender.io has facades as well. So, let's see. I want to run the ME system upstairs. Okay, because I want to have the ME system both available and attached to things up here. I'm going to want stuff set up for right here so I can get access to the mariculture stuff. I'm also going to want stuff up here so I can access it for more of my Thaumcraft stuff and for the future of my magical level. Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, by the way, in between episodes, I did improve on my Thaumcraft area just a little bit. I've done this stuff before, so I didn't feel bad doing it off camera, but I now have an infusion crafting system all set up and golems and stuff like that. So, nothing really major there. I've done it all before. I figured it wouldn't be a bad thing. If you guys are upset with me for skipping that, well, comment and say, how dare you skip stuff and stuff like that. I thought it would be okay.
How dare you?
Correct me if I'm wrong. Alright, so now the thing is we want to get this stuff upstairs, but I don't want it to look all yucky because all this stuff right here, this is all just too visible. I don't like having it being so visible. But to have it run upstairs, well, I mean, it's going to have to run a line all the way up through here, have it come through the floor, go all the way up through there. I don't want to do that. So instead, we are going to go ahead and break through this wall right here. Okay? This should just take a second. Unless, of course, I'm flying, in which case it takes a couple more seconds for each brick. Now, you might be saying to yourself, well, now you're going to have it showing on the outside. Well, I don't want it showing on the outside either, because I think it showing on the outside will be just as, you know, visually undesirable as it would be otherwise. So what we're going to do is we're going to have all this stuff right here. Not only can I run the ME system up here, I can run power up here. I don't have a need for power right now, so we're just going to run the ME system. Anytime now. Come on. There we go. All right, good. Oh, wow, excellent. Right here next to all this stuff. I knew I picked the place perfectly. All right, so we're going to go ahead and run the ME conduit. Okay, so we're going to hook in right here with this. And we're going to go ahead and take it up with us. And just like any other conduit, I always try to miss spots. Dang it! I am making a horrible mess. Horrible, horrible mess. Alright, and I still missed a spot. I'm horrible. Alright, there we go. So now we have that run, and now I need to go back around to the front door because now I can't get through there. Alright, so now you say, well, now you've got a hole in your wall. Yes, I do, but we're going to fix that. And how are we going to fix that? Well, we're going to fix that with the paint machine. But first, we're going to go in here, and we're going to look up a facade. Okay, and the first one here is the conduit facade, painted with Ender IO. So this is simply the conduit binders in a square, and that's going to make you conduit facades. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and make a stack of them. I probably will never need an entire stack of them, but, you know, it's good to have, right? So let's go over here to the painter, which should be rearing to go at this point. Now, the way the painter works is you want to take a conduit facade, and you want to put it here. Okay, you're going to be painting the conduit facade. And in the spot with the paintbrush here, you're going to put the block that you want it to look like. Okay, so we're going to put in one of the congealed green slime. And now we have congealed green slime facade pieces, conduit facades. I'm so articulate. So we're going to go ahead and make a couple of these. I shouldn't make the entire stack. Now, you notice that it's not actually using the congealed green slime block. It's just using it as a reference as to what this other one should look like. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this out of here real quick, and we're going to put in one of these. Now, it won't go, obviously, because it can't put the two of them here, but as you can see, it now makes them that look like this. I'm fairly certain this works with almost any block, because it just copies the texture. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go over here, and we're going to put this on these. Now, personally, I think this is pretty daggum neat. Let me run out here real quick, since I can't fly through that wall still and again. Now, as you see, it's actually completely covering it up like it's a complete block. Now, you can't click on anything but the facade, the conduit itself, otherwise it doesn't place, because you have to place it on the conduit. But now, oh, 1, 2, 3, I'm 3 short. Now, the fun part is that just because it's covering it up, it looks like you can't access it, but you really can. So anytime you are holding either the Yeta wrench from Ender IO or a piece of conduit, when you hold any kind of the conduit, and it's not just the kind of conduit that's placed there, it's any kind of conduit, it will open it up. Not only will it open it up, but it lets you place other stuff inside. So I'm placing power wires in there because I can. Not only that, but I can actually hold the crescent hammer, and I can shift right click and take pieces out, and the conduit remains. So the piece is there, and not only that, but I can go ahead and add the pieces back in without disturbing anything, because the block is there as long as I'm looking at it like this. And then I take the block away, and it looks like normal things. Now, you can actually look, and Wayla actually identifies it. You can see that this is a conduit facade, But for all other purposes, it is just there. It looks right. No one could tell you it's not right unless they actually looked at Wayla. So we can actually run this stuff all over. We don't even have to run it. I mean, as long as it's not a block you want to actually use for something, like I wouldn't suggest using one of these covers for a grass block that you then intend to try to plant something on. That won't work, but you can use it for the other purposes. So let's go on upstairs, and we will cover this part back up. Okay. Okay, what in the world? Oh, ha! Aura nodes. Forgot about that. And of course you can break it like a normal block. The reason that didn't work is because I'm trying to place it on my aura nodes, and you can't do that. Now it's working. Now that is actually going to be a problem because I can't have my access terminal to the ME system be in the same place as my aura nodes. Or can I? Oh yes I can. You know why? Because I will just put the access terminal in the wall. Well no, because then you'll be able to see it from the outside. I'll figure that out later. So that is conduits and a tree farm. Speaking of which, let's check on the tree farm. Look! The tree farm works. Excellent. Although why isn't it cutting down those trees? They probably just grew. Whoa. Excuse me. So yeah. That's pretty much this. We got the tree farm going. We're going to be getting some farmlands going here. And that's pretty much the episode. We got this all working as I wanted to. I wanted to cover more this episode than I've been able to, unfortunately. But, didn't go as smoothly as I'd intended. But that's alright. So, in between episodes, I'm going to rerun some of my stuff. I'm going to make it all prettified and get energy conduits and ME conduits and basically run this stuff all over my base so I can have it at my beck and call anytime I want it, which is always a good thing. And I'm going to I'm going to get to planning for what I'm going to be doing next time. Next time, we're going to get into some more magical stuff. So until next time, this is Jeronitis signing off on episode 29 of Pandemicraft. Like me if you like me, subscribe if you want to see what craziness I get into next, and as always, help spread the gaming.